love having these press conferences when we have exciting news to talk about. We are excited that council accepted. We are awarded a grant through the Bureau of Justice Assistance. And the actual title of it is the Community-Based Violence Interruption and Prevention Initiative. It's going to be a 3-year grant cycle with up $2 million award to it. And it's really exciting. It comes at a great time when the city is moving in the right direction. We have had a long-standing community connector program through the police department, and the timing of this couldn't be better as the city is standing up the Office of Community Safety. And it's, to me, I mean, it sounds cliche, but the stars are really aligning, and it's going to be great things for the city of Greensboro in the direction we're going. I'm just glad that we could pull together, and I'm going to hand it over because the real people here that need to talk about the programming.
This grant is really a way to encourage our community partnerships and expand into the world of what the Office of Public Safety is doing. This is a way to not only connect our officers and our communities, but help our communities really become the community they want to be. This city has amazing communities that have an element of crime that exists, and that's not what the neighbors want. And so this is really going to help reshape what that looks like and how to move us forward in a way that really reduces crime. That's our goal.
But one of the first things that we learned is crime is a symptom. So if you're really going to deal with crime, you've got to deal with housing. You've got to deal with economic mobility and lack of employment. You've got to deal with low-performing schools with education, healthcare. There are so many issues that drive crime. So one of the things that we did was we actually walked the streets. We knocked on doors, and we talked to people in low-wealth communities and asked them, what are some of the issues that you're dealing with? How are you working with the police? We just asked them a lot of general questions, but we learned a lot. And one of the things that they wanted was more access to police. So with that, with the D2 substation, the community resource officers, some of the patrol officers, just a lot of people, we walk these neighborhoods and we knock on doors and we continue to talk to people to ask them what they need. We hold community meetings where we talk about housing and we bring experts. One of the things that we learned early on, they don't have access to resources. So that's what we bring them. We talked about transportation, and yes, we brought them all together with about 10 police officers, and we talked about crime. And people got to ask specific questions about what was going on in their neighborhood. So the good thing about this grant is going to allow us to continue this work. And it's going to allow us to do things that are more sustainable, and we're going to continue to make a difference in everyone's life.
One of the things that I have a lot of favoritism towards is our mobile food market. We've come together, we've brought police together. Police bring their networks. The community comes together, they bring their networks. We all put our networks together. We find ways to bring healthy food to the community where we already know there are parts of our communities that don't have access to healthy food.
It gives an opportunity for our community to take a proactive approach in terms of how they're interacting with our law enforcement and how we're working together in our public safety entities to create the change that we want in our communities, because it's not in us versus them, it's in us, period.
We all have the common goal of crime reduction. And the last thing the police department needs to do is go into a community and tell them how they need to reduce crime. We're going into the community and we're saying, what do you need? How can we help you? And it helps us with the common goal, like I said, of reducing crime.
We find that when we touch our youngest population, we teach them that the police are your friend, that they're here to help you. One example, we did a holiday concert event with one of our schools. 2 of our community resource officers were Mrs. Claus and Mr. Claus. What better way to get to spend time with your local police in a very informal way? And then if a situation should arise that you need the police, you already have a relationship, but it's not a relationship that you have to be afraid of.
All of these measures are going to help to increase things such as having more officers who want to become Greensboro Police Department police officers because they see the good work that's being done here. So if someone asks why those funds are being used in that way, to Chief Biffle's point, That is the way that they are specified in the grant, but then also because we see the need to work as a community to work on our issues that we have, and that even includes helping our police department in terms of retention and recruitment.
How do you see this helping your community? What other things do you want us to look at or examine in order to determine what is being helpful in the community? Because we know that these things are not just about when somebody picks up a gun, right? That's the end result. But there's a lot of things that happen before that that led to that event. So what are the mental health issues in your community, and how can we help address those? What are the insecurity, food insecurity, homelessness issues, and how can we help address those? And allowing the community to guide us in that is what is really important in this space.
Public safety is not just a police responsibility, it is a community responsibility. And I think I'm excited about having the opportunity to continue to say that in spaces like this.
The Office of Community Engagement is only as successful as our officers and our community volunteers and our community as a whole are great partners that we have. I mean, we can only be as successful as the people around us, and I can't say enough positive things to get the opportunity to show off these amazing partners of people who have volunteered, or partnerships with researchers, or our amazing officers who, somewhere in the back of the room, that to me, and as Chief Biffle said, the stars aligning. And this office coming on board and these amazing volunteers and everything that's happened, you just kind of sit back and go, wow, I can't wait to see how great it's going to be.
I'm excited about being able to elevate the great things that are happening in the city of Greensboro, and the great things that are happening in community, where communities are owning their communities and standing up and saying, we don't want this happening any longer. Here's what we're going to do to make sure that it doesn't. And I'm excited to be a part of being able to elevate those stories.
One of our ultimate goals as community connectors is to listen and then provide support. So being able to take people in low wealth communities, resources, taking food in the food deserts, just meeting whatever need that they have. And on top of that, if they need to reach out to a city agency, a nonprofit, whatever will help them thrive, we're going to do everything in our power to make sure we get that to them.
When I say this will be a national model, that is not understated. I mean, you're going to look up Greensboro in the coming years and see what we're doing, and what we're doing great here.